we about to go live on YouTube. I was putting like a 30-minute time to really focus and pay attention to what's actually happening before I open my mouth and possibly make a fool of myself and share incorrect information. And unfortunately, that's what the media did. Only thing that content creator that we saw on TikTok do was share what they saw on the news.
Right.
And the only thing I did, I don't think I even commented on it. I just shared and do editing, just y'all see what's happening. But I knew more is going to come out because being a previous social worker, you already know it's way more that's going on. And we can assume. But that's why I'm very patient.
Who else was in the house? Who made the phone call?
So
y'all sat there and watched her with them kids?
So, for instance, we gonna get to that. But first, what's going on, beautiful people? I'm Drake, V Drake with Everything Culture. Thank y'all for joining us for the Sunday Happy Hour. We go live 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time every Sunday on Zoom. We come together with our community. If you're interested in joining us, please let us know. And then we break little snippets down, and we may join Facebook for a little bit, join YouTube for a little bit, but we really do have our in-house conversations within our Everything Culture community. But, y'all can follow us anywhere you listen to a podcast. You can find us on IG, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and we'd love for you to support us in all different type of ways. Or just go to www.everythingculture.com. And right now we're talking about the tragedy that was in Italy, Texas, in the past week. So was that March 5th, March 6th of 2023, where a family of 5 was stabbed by their mother. The kids were in CPS custody and they were placed in relative care. And while they were in relative care, that relative allowed the mother to visit the children, and not only visit the children, to supervise the children without supervision of herself. And once the caseworker came out to investigate the case and potentially remove the children, the mother became irate, upset, furious, and out of a bit of rage, she stabbed her 5 children, murdering 3 of them. So that's what we're conversing about right now. We have Jaya, we have T, we have Stretch, we have Jay, and we have Muko. And am I pronouncing Muko correctly? Because I just call you Misfit all the time.
Ugo.
So thank you, Ugo. Thank you. Okay, I'm just checking something. I don't like, why did it have my face right here representing? But we good. So with all that being said, it's something where this is heartbreaking first and foremost. And from me being a caseworker, reading and seeing all the things that are being said, I look up, CPS put certain guidelines in place to protect children. It's Child Protection Services. Real simple process. Child Protection Services. This family did not protect these children.
Not at all.
Okay, that's just simple plain. The family did not protect these children. I'm seeing comments I was reading on TikTok. CPS should have done this. CPS should have done that. What else what would y'all recommend to happen? So I'm gonna ask anybody here, not putting y'all on the spotlight. You should know, but just as regular people, what should we do in these situations? That I don't know the reason why the children were removed from the mother in the first place, but what do you believe should have happened in this situation?
So first off, how could the worker have known that was going to happen? So it's supposed to be least restrictive first when you have family first.
Mm-hmm.
So the worker did what they were supposed to do. They probably checked out grandma. It was the least restrictive for the children. The children obviously was placed with her. That means she passed all the checks and balances. It's supposed to be least restrictive. And she probably told grandma, it may be in your best interest not to have the children alone with her. And she had to trust that, because until they violate, it's like putting somebody in jail before they do the crime. You have to allow it has to happen first. So she had to trust that grandma could say, hey, I'll be here every time my daughter come by, because you cannot punish grandma or the children until a crime actually happens.
See, my uniqueness, I'm looking at it, is how Texas works. Because this may be is this a FBSS or CVS. But no, I read the information. She was not supposed to be there, period. So is my previous experience being a CPS caseworker. When I place a child with a relative, okay, that relative is responsible for protecting that child. Okay. They're like the babysitter. If you leave that child at a daycare, whatever the case may be, foster care anywhere, you're responsible at this moment. Now, we can remove and find someone better or someone more protective at times. But at this moment, while we have temporary managing conservatorship, TMC, y'all, you know, I like breaking down them acronyms for y'all. In Texas, TMC, PMC. And you got JMC too, but we're just focusing on TMC and PMC right now. But right now, the state have temporary managed conservatorship of the state. The parents have restricted rights to their children. Even though you're the biological parent to this child, you have legal, you like, it's a custody battle right now. And it probably, in the sense, would sound like she was not supposed to be there unsupervised without those children. She probably wasn't supposed to be there at the house, period, to my understanding. She probably supposed to have 2 times or once a month, or twice or 3 times, twice or 4 times a month visits with her kids at a CPS office supervised. Okay. And the thing is, that grandmother, or that, to my understanding, that grandmother was allowing those kids, or allowing that mother to watch her kids. And it sounded like the grandmother wasn't there. So, girl, come over here, watch these kids while I run these errands. They ain't gonna know you here. I know they were what, I don't know what this conversation was, but CPS, I've been a caseworker. You write out. I've had it happen before on one of my cases, okay? And yeah, I know for sure, it probably happened on numerous of my cases, but I know I've caught families doing it, you know. And guess what gotta happen? Guess what gotta happen?
If she was that volatile, they could have gotten into an argument and the grandmother left.
That's what I think. Once again, now this is me assuming. Once again, for the people who's hearing my voice right now, this is me assuming what could have happened. Grandmother would probably got scared over too and just left and made that call in.
And considering what we found out about the sister, I would have left too.
I wonder, who else was in the house? Was it just the sister? Was there a cousin or somebody else?
Remember, the sister wasn't there. The sister was in prison. The sister in prison for killing her other child.
For killing her daughter.
But was there anybody else in the house?
I don't know the answer to that.
No.
That's the best way I can say it. So things that I do know.
You scared of your daughter?
Things that I do know. Oh, it happens all. You know this happens a lot. So, but the things I do know is that when CPS came out, it's a school across the street where the kids were going to school at. Their CPS working didn't go straight to the house. She went and talked to the school. And she walked the kids across the that's when, we do our investigations at the school. That's when the kids open up, Stretch. You know this. They usually don't open up in a household, or when you open the door, they don't have to come to the door. But when you go visit them at school and you can walk them back home, that's what that was a smart caseworker. All right. That caseworker went over there with the kids. Mom opened the door and caseworker went, "Hey, bitch. What you doing here? What's happening? What's happening? What's good with you?" And she and they end up going back and forth. Now, I don't know the details of the back and forth, but I know they got the caseworker and the mother went back and forth, and the caseworker said, "You're not supposed to be here. Where is the grandmother? Okay. Where's the caregiver?" She said she ain't here, where the case may be. But she said, "Well, this is against rights. We have to remove the children, not only you, we got to remove them at the grandmother's house too."
That's a mistake. First off, I would have never said to the mom, "I have to remove them." I would have got quiet. I'd be like, "All right, y'all enjoy y'all visit." I'd have went to that car, pulled maybe around the block and called everybody.
See, allegedly, she told us she was gonna make the removal, but she did call everybody though. She stayed at the front lawn. She said, "See, I would have put it in your face." I never was that dude that lied to people. I'm gonna let you know the law.
I wasn't never gonna lie, but I came back and say, "Hey, we moving your kids in your face now." That might have saved the kid's life.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. But she took them kids' lives within 3 to 5 minutes. It was gonna
But see,
happen
that's
either
the
way.
thing. She already had the heads up that these kids are about to get taken. That's probably what fueled the fire. I would have went around the corner, got everybody, then came back, and then told her, because she would have been thinking, I'm like, oh, well, y'all just enjoy y'all visit. That's exactly what I would told her. I would have never told her nothing.
So
now they came back with everybody.
So you came
Then
back
I
with
would have told her
everybody,
to her face.
and she would have recognized everybody being there.
Heck yeah. But
What
she
if
wouldn't
it
have had
was
that much
stopped?
time to do what she was gonna do.
She did it within 3 to 5 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like
That's no
caseworkers
time
need to
flat.
be back 24/7. It's okay to go. And that's the hard thing about it. Like even me and Stretch have 2 different opinions. And we've been in the game almost the same amount of time.
Long time.
I think I'm like straightforward. I ain't gonna hit you with the even though I believe I agree with Stretch, but I do agree with me too. And but the thing is, and at the time, because we both agree, we didn't expect you to be this crazy to take your own kid's life like that.
Not at all.
Such a savage way. And that's to say, I don't want their caseworker taking that blame.
Mm-mm.
I have a
Line
question
Yes.
because I'm not a caseworker and I don't know anything about it. But in that situation, like, is there any research done on the family before they place children
Yes.
But you can't punish,
within the family?
But you
Uh-huh.
can't punish a family until they do a crime.
But-
So like you can't sit up
Okay,
here and
okay.
say, you are your sister. You ain't
Yep.
your sister or your brother. You know what I'm saying? You can't say you're your
You
mother.
can't
'cause what if
discriminate.
Yeah,
I
you
can't be
okay.
prejudiced.
I got it.
Because
You gotta do it.
when they do, because people do that. It happens.
Mhm. Yeah,
And the thing is, for instance, my brother batshit crazy. But look at me.
me too.
You know, my
Mhm.
thing is, if I'm trying to get my family or somebody else, and they like, well, everybody, and I think I was talking about it recently. It's another story. Oh, I ain't looking at the family at all. I remember I talked about one guy that the daddy with a mom, his sister, what was it? For instance, the mother had other kids, and the case where the mother said, "Oh, it's about the baby daddy was sorry," and blah 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 blah. Kind of found out the baby daddy was an excellent man. And he said, you know what? I have criminal charges. I may not have the background, things of that nature. And it was like little petty stuff. But he like, my mama's a teacher, my sister's a teacher, my other sister's a nurse, my auntie's a superintendent. Man, he named all these people.
Mm-hmm.
But we
I
still have to.
get
That's
it.
what you always have to look.
And I get it, but in this situation, I'm not even gonna say it would not give me pause, considering
It give you pause, but they can take it
I'm
to court and sue you.
that's the grandmother. I have a daughter that already
That's
went
the
to
other
jail
thing,
for
too.
doing something to one of the children. This woman is
Yeah.
having her children taken away. Those 2 girls
See.
come from the same mother.
See, that's all sound great, and you can have a pause, but you better be very clever. Take you to court and sue you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because you can't, like, 'cause once again,
Even if there's other
especially
family
with us.
members available, that would be
Yeah.
a better option.
That girl. So
But
you better
what
be
you saying right there,
find
you
the
don't
other-
know because those family members may not step up.
Okay.
Right.
I got you.
I would say you better find that other family member. You gotta be clever in how you move. You can't just say, your other daughter did it, so you must be a part of that too. Well, I can't
Yeah.
put the kids.
Well, no. I'm
a
just
good
saying
way
it
to
would give me a red flag. Like,
No,
not
it's
necessarily
documented.
say
We
to
look
their
at family
face.
history.
Yeah, you look at family history, but you can't punish somebody for a crime they ain't committed.
Correct.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I've seen it happen on the other end where it's some good folks and the people don't. Oh, we got Brittany in the building. We got some good folks that like, yo, I never forget. I had to go in the court and had to fight for this grandmother and grandfather to take in like they 7 grandchildren, which was tearing up CPS left to right in Houston. Okay. Hey, Brittany. Hey, friend. Moving around. We talk about our favorite topic right now. And I see the baby in the back seat. And if we on like Bluetooth around, I ain't gonna bring up all the details of them. Okay. Now, if you got me in your ear, I'll talk about it. But we'll see. So thumbs up if we in your ear. Okay. So have you heard about the Italy, Texas case? Okay. So we're on that right now. And I got some background information and I love to hear your feedback on it as well. If you can, it's all right. But when you get the opportunity, let us know. So what the full information is that the CPS caseworker was called out. It was tipped off that it was abuse happening in the home. Well, the mother was there. The kid's school was across the street from the house. She went to the school first. Smart move, went to the school first, talked to the older kids, and walked them back to the house where the mother was at. When the mother opened the door, that's when the caseworker like, "Hey, bitch, what's happening? You know, what's up?" And that's when they start going back and forth. And the caseworker said, "Hey, you know you're not supposed to be here. We have to remove the kids from your grandmother's house now too, because your grandmother's not here, and let the kids use supervisor." Within 3 to 5 minutes, that's when she, stabbed her kids that quickly. And it was real good. Like, that's how fast she went. And her thing, what she said, if I can't have my kids, nobody can.
Nobody can. Lord.
That's
So,
crazy.
but the thing is, as caseworkers, should that case and the caseworker during that time, I think she may have been on the phone calling her supervisor, and she called the police for them to come out and assist. But within that time, that's how quickly she took those 3 children alive. So it's like one of the things, should the caseworker should have waited and did like a surprise attack, which I think would have been the same thing. Because as soon as she showed up back with the police or whoever else, she was like, "Give me 1 minute, be right back so I can get them." And boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's how quickly it was. I can see if it was like 30 minutes. I'm talking about 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't blame the caseworker at all.
Blood on her hands.
I don't blame the caseworker at all.
At all.
No, and I'm not putting blame, because it's like, but the thing is, the family wants to sue CPS. Yeah, you say, I love these. We can't hear nothing you saying, but your faces, it's like.
The problem with that is, grandma probably gonna have to face some court charges, because I don't know how it worked down there. But if you don't follow because it's like almost like you not following it up here, you in trouble.
Correct.
That's what I said too. I was like, she need to be in jail too.
You sign a legal document. Huh? You ain't doing that just because you like, a good person. They had you sign a legal document.
Right.
So imagine now, if these children was in foster care. Can you imagine a backlash?
Man, what?
Oof.
They were with family.
Mm-hmm.
Family.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, from being a family member, and any of my cousins saying this, y'all know I ain't lying. Any of my aunties that's watching this, I ain't lying. And the ones that couldn't, I love you, it's okay. But when we had to take some family members, we don't have a lot of people. I'll take them.
It wasn't nobody fighting me.
Ain't nobody fought me either. Let me tell you that.
My mother got quiet. I was like, hold up, these your grandbabies. She got quiet. I'm like, girl.
But people love to do that, Captain. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Mm-hmm.
From the court, they've been there the whole time.
I don't know what I could have done different.
If they would have lived with me, they wouldn't be going through that. But we can't worry about that because.
But you didn't step up.
Mm-mm.
We all knew the same information
at the same time.
Actually, I'm the one that heard about it later. Like, and it's kind of like, what movie was that? We see it all the time. It's like, how do we step up for each other? And that's a shout out to my church community. Shout out to the gathering. We had such a good time last night. But when we talked about that, how do we step up for each other in our community? How do we truly support each other? The question now I have on the makings of you is now, who is your community of support? Man, yeah, I messed up yesterday. Once again, I had a very good conversation with a woman here in the greater Seattle area, CD, the South Side, I would say. Got going at it. We had a pause because I said, give it time, because it was getting a little emotional. And I had to go to the restroom. Came back, thought I hit record, and I did not. It was only like 5 questions that but we had to go back and do them again. But that man, her responses when the first questions were, "Ooh, sister, people need to hear what you're saying." That episode hopefully will be out this Wednesday. But when I tell you, one of the questions that question is like, who's your community support? And she said some shit that I like, oh, I feel you, baby. She's like, I thought I had a community of support, but it was just me supporting other people that didn't support the shit that I was doing. She said, when I got to that point where I needed them, nobody showed up. It's like, and that hurt me. And it's like, it hurt me more than you can ever imagine. It was like a complete different feeling. basically she Stretch come back. Basically she dropped some things that really unique. She was like, yeah, when I split from my ex-wife, and I was like, ex-wife, okay, go ahead. Like, I'm not okay. And it was once again really good conversation. And she was talking about, but the people who she thought was, people she had friends before she knew their wife turned their back on her. Pick up. She had nowhere. She really had to just figure out things, and that changed people. And I'm like, once again, the communities and things I continue to build and grow upon, I hopefully continue to have that. But that was a very eye-opening statement. That was like,
yeah.
She like, I give to people. If somebody needed something, I go out the way. But as soon as I needed that support, all fell on deaf ears. So she once again, y'all didn't get that piece of the episode though. She kind of, her second question was like, I'm my own community of support. But she named 3 people the first time. They're like, hey, really come out support her. But I always want us to be mindful, just as much as what you're putting out, getting in. I'm always thinking, like, right now, one of the church members, he broke his phone last night. I was like, right before this, I was trying to find a cricket to find him another phone to help him out, because we had a lot of deep conversation. We had a great deep conversation last night, and I had to say, you have to understand, even though we eating chicken, fish, shrimp, macaroni and cheese, ain't no green in sight. Let me tell you, no, we did have a salad. We had a salad. It was bacon out through the salad. I had to say, this is God, and this is what church is supposed to be. We're figuring out ways to support one another. Who need ride? If we live near each other, why we ain't carpooling there? How can we help the kids? How we continue to house? We got something. Shout out to the wife. Hey, sister girl,
Jess.
That with kids in foster care, they do baskets for the girls and duffel bags for the boys. And just make sure to give them things they like to eat, things, some deodorant, some hygiene stuff and all that. And I like, that's what you do, and you can't worry about what everybody think you gonna be. You got to be what God meant for you to be. That's the biggest thing we go for. And we ain't perfect, because trust me, I kept cussing last night. I cussed 3 times, like hard. Like, and I didn't mean to, I be saying I don't know how y'all work, but I think in my head while I'm talking that sometimes I like stop myself, and sometimes I think we talked about this before, stuttering, but because I'm already saying in my head, but in my head I bleep it out in my head, but in my mouth it comes all the way out. And I'm like, I stopped. But case in point, it was a very good time, great fellowship.
He cussed a little bit, but he loved the Lord.
Yeah, exactly. Something I was like, ooh, the pastor was here. I said, Pastor, no, I cuss more than any of y'all can even think that. Like, trust me, I'll work on it. But it's one of those things that we really work on, but I value. But I'm just letting our YouTube folks know that we're about to hop off right now, and we're just about to have about 30 minutes just for us conversing with one another. But we just say we appreciate y'all, we love y'all, and we'll catch y'all later next Sunday. Make sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube. Make sure to follow us anywhere you may listen to a podcast, as well as check us out on our social medias from TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, we still on Facebook, and we'll love to hear your feedback. And IG, come talk to us. We need more.
And watch the past episodes,
please, because we